In the meantime, what do you want to see from the Canes? I'm going to be greedy this weekend.
Okay.
Sometimes treat yourself, right? I'm going to indulge. I'm going to ask for something very un-Canes-like from the Canes, because I think we know what the strength of the Canes, and actually, if you haven't done so yet, it's a bit of a fluff piece, but I found it interesting. The Canes Behind the Storm. The team puts out a YouTube little behind-the-scenes deal produced by the team. So, as I call it, state-owned propaganda when anytime a team puts out like their own version of Hard Knocks. And it's like, well, if you get to approve and decide everything that goes in, I'm sure we're not getting the full story. We're getting the good story. But it's all about the culture in Carolina. That's the one they just put out. It's like 14 minutes of Jordan Stahl, Sebastian Aho, and Rod Brindamore talking about how everybody does the little things. But it's still fun. You see some cool behind-the-scenes stuff. I know what the strength of Canes culture is, right? It's depth, it's sacrifice, it's working hard, it's everyone's willing to do the little things, everyone's willing to do the dirty work. Everybody's willing to put their body on the line, and on and on and on. In the postseason, particular, I do think sometimes you need the star. Right? Sometimes to win a 7-game series against another team that also has a full roster that they depend on and that also are willing to sacrifice and that also work hard. When you need to win that 7-game series, sometimes you need a guy that wins a game darn near by himself. Right? Takes a 1-goal loss to a 1-goal victory with just Herculean efforts of individual performance. I want a star performance this weekend. I've got a few that I would like it to be from, but I'm not going to be picky. I want a star performance. I want a game that we can reference 6 months from now with a feat, and we'll know what we're talking about. Remember that game? What was it? Remember the game Stahl had 2 goals in the first 4 minutes? Remember the hat trick from Aho? Remember that game that Svech did the lacrosse goal? Remember that game? Like, I want the remember that game where you don't have to say it was against Vancouver, it was a Friday, and you have to give like all the it was early in the season. No, remember that game, and I want it to be labeled there. It's maybe like a side quest, right? Because obviously, if we all just boiled down what we really want, what do we want to see from the Canes? 2 wins. But we're being more specific than that, right? I want a star performance. You have Quinn Hughes, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. They're coming into your arena, your house this weekend. Who's going to match that star energy? Right? You know what they're trying to do. Who's going to match that? And like I said, there are those I'd like it to be, right? The Ahos, the Jarvises. But if the new guy, if Ehlers wants to go crazy, go for it. If one of the young guys, if Jackson Blake wants to score a couple quick stick handle, make a guy fall, score a goal, like, I'm cool with it. Alexander Nikishin, how much do you want to announce your presence with Leon Draisaitl in the area? Like, if you want to go do it, go do it. I want a star performance from somebody, and I acknowledge I'm being greedy, right? I acknowledge that, I'm asking for the world, but all they can do is say no, right? You might as well ask. It's a lesson I've learned. Might as well ask. By the way, as along the lines of Aho perhaps having a star opportunity, Sebastian Aho tonight, 694th game as a member of the Carolina Hurricanes. Do you know what the significance of that is?
Is that how many Rod played in the Canes uniform?
That's the same number of contests that Rod Brindamore skated in as a member of the team. They will be tied for the 5th most in the organization's history since relocation.
Nice.
It's Aho. It's about that time. 694 games. I want it in the postseason, but you can practice it now. I want the star opportunities. That's what I'm looking for. I want the game that it's like, without that guy, I think we lose by 2 goals. With him, we got an empty netter and won by 3. Like, that's what I'm looking for. Dennis, what do you want to see from the Canes this weekend?
I want to see the penalty kill get back right.
Mm-hmm.
The penalty kill, if you look at the last 10 games for the Carolina Hurricanes, they've allowed 8 on 36. That's only 77% on the kill. So 22% power play efficiency for your opponents over the last 10 games. This is a Carolina Hurricanes team that is known for being 85, 86, 87%, if not higher, in terms of how effective they are at killing penalties. This is, at my eyes, is a byproduct of a lot of the injuries that you've seen on the blue line. Now, granted, you missed time with Robinson and Carrier, guys that were also part of your penalty kill units as well, but having Keandre Miller miss so much time, obviously Jacob Slavin, Jalen Chatfield, all this turnover on the blue line puts so much more stress on Sean Walker and Nikishin to kill penalties. And I think we're seeing a byproduct of that. That's where, in my eyes, the Canes have been hit most, is on the PK and just what they're able to do. I would like to see some level of continuity on the PK with the units that they have, and just, I don't know, just see more effectiveness when it comes to their penalty kill. That's, in my eyes, is where the injuries have hit them most.
The penalty kill has been the most, and this has happened a few times in different players, I'm not singling anyone out, but I will say some names. It's been the most jarring as far as you see players out there, particularly at like the end of a penalty kill, and I'm like, really? Nystrom and Riley? That's what we're rolling out right now?
Yeah.
It's like
it's what you have.
Legault and Miller, it's like, what is but, you know, like you said, it's next man up. This is a question that's often used in gambling. We just saw today they announced Lamar Jackson missed practice, but he's going to play this weekend. And that's the type of player where if it would have gone the other way, right, if Jim Harbaugh or John Harbaugh at his press conference today said, I don't think Lamar's going to make it, you'd see like the spread jump, 6 points or whatever in the other direction. Using that kind of logic, how many percentage points on a penalty kill is Jacob Slavin worth? Like if they're a 77, are they an 85? Is he worth? I mean, 8 percentage points?
He might be worth 8 or 9 percentage points. Yeah,
and that just shows how difficult the cards that they've been dealt this early part of the season with injuries are. I talk about this all the time, and it happens in sports, in every sport. Somebody gets hurt, and everybody goes, "Oh, so now this person's going to play that person role." Right? Oh, Jacob Slavin gets hurt. Okay, look, now Jalen Chatfield will play the Slavin role, or whoever the next one up. I just picked a name. The more unique the person that got hurt is, the more it's like they're going to try their best to fill part of that, but it's not possible, right? Tyreek Hill was this way, where when Tyreek Hill gets hurt, they just go, all right, Marquez Valdez-Scantling is going to be in the Tyreek Hill role. And I'm like, no, he can't. He can't do those things. So Jacob Slavin, he's not someone that you just replace. There's going to be a drop-off. You just have to try to make it as small of a drop-off as you possibly can, moving forward on things like the penalty kill where it does become a little bit more magnified. But still, I mean, this is another opportunity for the Canes to prove something to themselves, mentally and physically, that will be, if they can pull it off, if they can get a win against one of these teams, if they can get 2 wins, it's something you can lean on 2 months from now, hopefully when you are more healthy, about how you can match up with some of the best skaters, and you can do certain things in different matchups with different players on the ice, different skaters on the ice. From a goalie perspective, I believe we're getting Piotr tonight is the expectation, Pyotr Kochetkov, which – I'm a Pyotr Kochetkov fan, but also buckle up. You never know what you're going to get.
That's true.
Sticks might be flying. Body parts might be in orientations that you're not used to. Skates to the ceiling, whatever you need. But he'll make it work.
Over under 2.5 times Pyotr Kochetkov drops his stick.
Drops?
Yeah, or just loses his
wink,
stick.
Wink, wink, drops?
Like loses his stick.
That might be a throw. What was the over-under? 2.5?
2.5. Gosh,
I hope it's under. But if it goes over, it's going 8. Like it's not. It's not going to be 3. It'll be 1 or 2 or 10. That's what we're looking for from Pyotr.
Over under.
I'm taking the under. Okay. I'm going to be optimistic. Taking the under. Hopefully, he doesn't face many shots. That's what I'm rooting for.